Mike, turn your games down.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 356 of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and who is in a weird fucking game with me tonight?
Well, we're four short of 360, but hi, it's me, Charlie XCX, aka Dominic.
And back with a vengeance, it's Chris Dickerson from the Pretentious Nerds.
And I am Joe Butler, and I live in a world without song.
I don't understand any
Those
of your
club
references.
classics.
Nothing.
That's from the game, Mike. God damn it.
Oh, okay. I played it. I promise. Did I pay attention? That I don't promise.
Well, that's what we're here for, Mike. To tell you something and go, oh, that was supposed to be incest, and go, yeah.
Yeah.
I did catch that part.
I don't blame you. It's in there though. I think it's worse in the Japanese version.
It's worse than the Japanese version.
Clumsy.
Yeah.
We are here to talk about Drakengard, developed by Cavia, published by Square Enix, and the director is Yoko Taro, which I feel like needs to be mentioned. And this game originally came out in 2004 in North America and 2003 in Japan.
Better Japanese name, Dragoon.
Yeah.
I like that name too, but I get why they changed it.
Yeah, it sounds stupid in American.
I like it on American still, but I get it. I mean, hell, this game, I bought this game not the day it came out, but I did buy it early because I actually have this on PS2 still to the right of me. So I probably would have bought this 2005, maybe 2004. I know I probably got it for like $20 because one, I'm a sucker for Square Enix at the time, or Squaresoft, and I'm also a sucker for dragons. So this was an instant buy once I saw it for a decent deal.
Well, if this is
box art.
It does.
If this is Enix, then does this mean this came out after Kingdom Hearts 1?
This is Square Enix. Yes.
Yeah.
This was
I think shortly after they merged, though.
Yeah, it had to be around that time.
Yeah, because they merged April 1st, 2003, and then they launched September 11th, 2003. So.
Oh,
okay.
That's close then.
It happens.
Do you guys know the story of like how this game got greenlit?
Didn't they just like give him a chance or something?
Yeah, so the story I've heard several times is that they were basically like, the PS2 was in its early days and Sony was like desperate looking for anything to like put on the console. So apparently it was at E3 2001, I think, and they were just like the Sony execs were so tired hearing of so many pitches like all throughout the week that they got to like Drakengard and it was like one of the last pitches. They didn't even listen to it. They just approved it without any explanation. So, like, especially after like thinking about all the craziness and the the incest and the violence, the child murder, I think it
was for the best.
Yeah, and now we have, in my opinion, one of the coolest games ever made because Sony execs were too tired to listen to a pitch.
I don't get that. Like, it can't be that hard of a job. We're like, oh man, we're just going to give you money. Here you go. Like, man.
I mean, being in a boardroom, whether it's like a fake boardroom or a real one, 8 hours a day, just listening to a dark room, I'm sure it's really tiring.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Who said they're in there for 8 hours at a time? You crazy? These are corporates. They gotta go to lunch. They gotta go get reservations at fancy lunches and show off their business cards.
Mike,
or is that just New York?
Mike. This is Japanese businessmen.
Okay, they might be. I'm making American Psycho jokes. We're a very small amount of people.
God damn it. Did you just watch that? Is that what it is? You just watched that?
I watched it a couple weeks ago.
I fucking knew that's why you were making those jokes. God damn it.
That's what I thought of when I thought of boardroom and everything. But no, I mean, even then, I feel like you would still listen to a pitch. Like, or just don't schedule that many pitches that you don't want to listen to them.
I'm glad you listen to this one.
And Joe, what's your history with this game?
So, Chris was mentioning it before the podcast, but I also had a similar story as his, spoiler for his story. I basically went over to a friend's house, and he's like, hey, I just bought the hot new Nier game. And I was like, oh, okay, Nier, where you play as old man dad and have a hot girlfriend. And I'm like, this is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool opening, dude. And he's like, yeah, can you believe this is a joke ending to, like, Drakengard? And I'm like, what the fuck is Drakengard? And he also had the game. And he pulled up YouTube and showed me the ending. And I went, wait, that's a real ending? And he's like, yeah, that's totally a real ending. And of course, somehow magically, my husband also knew of this. So whenever something silly or goofy happens in a game or anime or TV show, he just leans in close to me and goes, is this the land of the gods? And I fucking can't help but laugh my ass off because he's usually right.
It's the coolest line to me, too.
It's the best line in the whole series.
It's so awesome.
I didn't see the whole ending. I just someone talk about it a bit. That was enough for me. I didn't.
Okay, we'll juice that ending up at the end, but
Oh yeah.
who's next?
Dominic.
I played Nier and I was sold. And then I heard there was other games technically kind of related. And I'm like, oh, well, that sounds fun. I'll get to that one day. Oh, wait, there's like a really insane like meeting requirement to get to ending whatever of Drakengard 1 to get the ending you want to see. That sounds silly. Maybe I'll do that one day. And Mike gave me the opportunity.
I seem to do that. And Chris.
Yeah. So yeah, kind of similar story. I started off. I played Nier back whenever it came out. I knew nothing about the series. I just, as a high school student, I just picked up random games I thought was cool and grabbed it. Nier, at the time was this exciting, crazy game that was like, oh, it wasn't receiving good reviews, but there was something special about it. And sure enough, Nier, ended up changing my life and how exciting and amazing it is. But my friend and I, we got super into it. And around like Drakengard 3 came out a little bit after Nier. And we picked up that knowing very little about the series. Played through Drakengard 3. We're like, what the hell is this? This is insane, but still never really knew the connection outside of like the ending to Drakengard 3 having a slight connection to 1. But then like years later, and this is after Automata. We play Automata, we do research into the series and like just learning about the timeline and stuff. And it's like, oh wow, this game is crazy. So my friend plays Drakengard 1 and he's like, man, you gotta see this ending. It's insane. And I'm like, I heard of it, but I wanted to stay away because of spoilers. He showed me the ending and I'm like, oh my God, this is the coolest freaking thing on the planet. He, like they said, thought it was hilarious. I thought it was the coolest thing on the planet. So I went and played Drakengard 1, got through the whole endings and did all that. And despite the many problems that people have with it, it has kind of become one of my favorite games of all time.
I do want to say real quick, Nier, I also played it in high school. Bad game to play in high school if your parents are around.
That game's awful.
Oh, yes.
Isn't she like half naked or something?
She's half naked the entire game.
But
Okay.
also, the way it opens whenever you boot it up on the PlayStation or the Xbox.
Oh my gosh. Dude, my mom was around during that.
I think I need to look this up now.
It is her monologue from like mid-game, and it is like it's an amazing piece of acting, but like swearing and everything else just hits you right away.
Oh, okay.
It's such an awesome opening. Like, just God, like for a while, I think Nier Automata does it too, with like just that opening like title drop, like or this, the trailer, I guess you will, is so good. And like Laura Bailey as Kaine, and that is like so strong.
I've never played Nier. I own one of them. Yeah, I own
Nier.
the first one on something.
Nier is good,
but I've never got around to playing it.
I think it's more, especially with the remake. The remake just kind of brings it up to like, hey, yeah, you can't like say the gameplay's bad anymore. it's now the game is perfect.
Not that it was bad back then, personally.
Exactly, yeah. I agree with you. I think Drakengard's gameplay is solid. Nier is solid.
Nier is more solid than this. Let's be real.
Definitely.
Funny enough, we do talk about the gameplay. Originally, the game was just supposed to be dragon fighting gameplay, and I think when this was in development, Dynasty Warriors got popular, so they decided to do that too.
I mean, but they do such a half-ass version of it.
They do.
It makes more sense. I just found that out today too. I was watching a YouTube video, and then I was like, "Oh, that makes so much sense." Because like the dragon stuff feels really good and is mostly fun for what it is. And when you're as a person running around, it's like Dynasty Warriors Light. It's just missing something.
Yeah.
And I played Dynasty Warriors 3, I'm sure, at this time already, and that game found a way to put all the frickin' things on the map. So
yeah, to me it's like Drakengard 1, like with its gameplay, I almost got into like a flow state where I just like kind of turn off my brain and just kind of vibe with it and go throughout, and like especially when I had to do that when getting the later endings and stuff, but I kind of, especially the game's setting and everything that's going on, I think the story is so strong that I'm kind of able to put myself more into that world. And in a way, it's times more exciting than like old school Dynasty Warriors because I'm very invested in what's happening story-wise. So
the story is told very weirdly, but it is still somehow coming across very strong.
I think that's large in part due to how, I think of a better word, but just how different it is, how strange every cutscene is. It's like any time that Mana is on the screen, she steals the show. I think the creepy vibe of the Watchers controlling her and that weird voice, the like kind of male, like dark tone computerized voice is to this day one of the creepiest things I've experienced in a video game. And just this kind of weird, demented child, like, our voice coming out of this child, and basically the world is ending. You have these armies of soldiers and all this crazy apocalypse stuff is happening, all kind of helmed by this child that's taken over by gods. There's so much craziness to it, and that's not even getting to the different characters and all how weird it gets.
I didn't even care about the story this playthrough. Like, I tried to pay attention to a little bit of it, but it was just so confusing to me that I got to a point where I just stopped caring. And I would only watch the cutscenes, because it also, like, you get to that point where it kind of, like, starts repeating itself, and, like, you're seeing the same event, but a little bit different, and then I was like, well, once you beat the main game, I was done. I stopped paying attention.
I do get that. But yes, my friend who played Drakengard 1, he had that very similar experience. When he played it, he told me, he was like, what is this? There is no story. Like, this is stupid. Like, he had a very different experience to me than I had it. And I think that, like, I think because that, and like, we'll talk about this later, but really because my connection to Nier, and like, I guess for the rest of us as well, aside from Mike, it's like we kind of know what to expect out of it. We know that there's more to this story, and I think that drives a lot of the interest in everything. And I just try to think and like try to place myself in the mindset of someone in like 2004 playing this game for the first time and like being presented with a story that feels really disjointed, but is, weird and, perhaps interesting to someone who can get into it.
I mean, I remember in 2004, whenever I did play this, I remember really liking this game. Like, I had a good memory of it until I loaded it up and played it on my Steam Deck this past week. I had really good memories of this game, and then I was just kind of like, it's kind of blah now. Like, I played most of this game while watching Dragon Ball Z Kai, for the record, because, like, by itself, like, whenever there wasn't talking, like, it was just that, go kill all these fucking targets. I'm like, all right, we're just going to watch Dragon Ball Z, and then I can play this.
Totally fair.
And I was happier that way. I was watching documentaries. Like, I had to be doing something else while playing this game, unless there was a cutscene, because otherwise I was just like, this is just kind of boring.
I had podcasts on while mowing down people, especially when we get to the weapon hunting. Oh, man. Talk about a flow state.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What a fucking flow state you get in.
You see,
like,
yeah.
That's the objective? Got it. Let's go. Got that one. All right, what's next?
Maybe could have done that had this game been a little bit different. Like, Joe had made a comment to me before this recording where he's like, man, I'm waiting for that freaking Drakengard collection to be released on Steam. And I was like, if this was on Steam and it had Steam achievements, I might have cared a little bit more to go for those endings just so it would show on my thing. Might have cared a little bit more.
Sure, it helps a little bit.
Just to be able to have like, here's the proof that I did it, instead of just, I take a picture of a credit scene. Like, sometimes it's just nice to have that.
Sure.
And that will push me to keep playing a game. Not that I go for achievements, but knowing that they're there, it might push me to be like, okay, just do what you were going to do anyway. Like, play a little bit more.
So
it would have been smoother.
So one thing, several facts I like to get through. If I had a nickel for every time I did an entire franchise game with Dominic, I'd have 2 nickels because there's Kingdom Hearts, and now we're doing this. Because I will make Mike keep playing these, trust me.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, and don't worry, Phoebe. Danganronpa is next, but
we gotta get to Neo World Ends with You. Don't forget that.
Oh yeah, that too. But
someone doesn't own it, so it's not happening time too soon.
It's okay. There's always a Steam winter sale. Anyways, so the fun thing, the other thing too, is this is the only game I know that really does kind of the ending. 2 has 2 endings, but the second ending's not worth it. It's just a nothing burger. Literally, you do the same thing you do here, where you basically replay the game on a harder difficulty, weapons, blah blah blah. But the ending's the exact same, except there's like a montage at the end. So it's not even worth it to get the ending for the second game, the second ending. 3, from what I remember, they all play out in order, which they decided to stick with. So 3 and on, it's, okay, well, the game ended, keep playing to get the second ending, and then keep playing to get the third ending, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, so 2 is the wild one out.
Weapon hunting.
Oh, okay.
2 also wasn't directed by Yoko Taro, so they probably didn't care the same way.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah.
I also own 2. Like, I bought 2 back in the day after I played it. That's how much I enjoyed this game, but I never got around to 2. I think I always met 2, but then I moved in 06, and then my life I had a kid in 07, so then my life went upside down. So I just never got around to it. I mean, this is one of those games where I would have rather kept in my memories than replayed it.
That's that's sad.
I mean, it's not a bad game.
That.
It's a very 2004-y game.
Definitely.
And like there were times when I had fun just running through it while watching Dragon Ball Z, and I was able to not care about either one with full attention. It was perfect. And I didn't have a bad time. It just, the game gets kind of monotonous at times. And like I played through most of it. I got up to chapter 12 and I got to a part where I just said fuck it because I died and I was like, I'm not redoing all this. And I had save states and but there just wasn't, I wasn't able to kill the big giant babies fast enough.
Oh. Yeah, that level's hard. Yeah.
I beat it before because except I don't ever remember fighting because as I was watching much of the endings one of the endings you fight your dragon. I don't remember that ever doing that. So I must have not finished that part.
And funny enough too, I also have news for this. I wasn't able to play this.
Oh,
why not?
I really need to get the fucking emulator going on my Steam Deck because I have my cute little laptop that I play at work. And I used it at work, and I was able to play Hades 2, and I was like, I'll just play Drakengard for a little bit. I won't be able to beat it, but I'll get some of the gameplay down. And I have my PS2 emulator on my laptop. I booted up Drakengard, and it crashed my PC.
You might need to uninstall it and then use like a guide to set it up because PS2 emulation can be very finicky.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And I was like, I don't have time to do this, and I don't give enough of a damn to do this. So
you're fine. Right now. Steam Deck is pretty simple. Except some games don't run on the Steam Deck for emulation. They'll run on PC, but they won't run on Steam Deck when you're looking at PS2 and some of like the other stuff.
Now, to be fair, I do have a very beefy PC. I just also like to play in my living room on my TV sometimes, and that's the only reason why.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, for me, this game was more fun because I did play it on my Steam Deck. It just, the combat it's pretty basic in general, but when you are the Dynasty Warriors clone, it's really just slash with square, do magic with triangle, and then, oh boy, some enemies will counter you if you hit them with magic. Oh no! And then it's annoying.
Yeah. It's very simple. And
that's
like, I do think Drakengard would do really well from like, well, I say a remaster, but like a full-on remake is what it needs. Like, as much as I love this game, I probably couldn't go through the entire thing again, starting from ending A. It does get very repetitive. And I think that, like, back to the point, it's like, I think what makes it so good is, for me at least, is that knowledge and experience of going through the other games and like having a pretty strong sense of the lore that's, everything comes from this single Drakengard game, and being able to pick up on all the things that have continued out through Nier and Nier Automata to the mobile game to all, Drakengard 3, being able to pick that up adds that like a whole nother layer to the game that made me really enjoy and chew on every single scene that came up in a way that I think, like, if I did not have any of that beforehand, and if I was just kind of going in blind, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it as much.
Yeah, I mean, for me, as someone who likes Yoko Taro, this is just kind of like research. Yeah. This feels like a prototype in a way. It feels like a dry run on what Yoko Taro is trying to do. So in that sense, I can appreciate it for that. And I do like the game, especially like the story elements as they kind of unfold and become a little bit more clear, though they're not ever super clear. But like when you consider this game and the idea of like giving up some part of you that's important to make a pact with a dragon or a creature as sort of like a story of like disability, and how he kind of discards that for Nier entirely, and it's just like, no, these are just characters with disabilities and such. We're just going to go with it. Like, I think that's a really interesting development and kind of evolution of what he was doing.
Yeah.
And just how, like, all these characters, I mean, it's kind of like, I guess, the anti-RPG, right? Like, instead of a group of heroes, it's kind of a group of anti-heroes, if you will. It's like everyone,
that's fair.
Not everyone, I guess, but like most of the cast is problematic in the way.
Terrible, awful people for the most part.
Well,
yes.
In the
kind of. But
in the YouTube one I watched, he wouldn't even say what the cleric guy did.
I mean,
the blind guy?
They really focus on the little child soldiers, don't they, Mike?
Oh, he's a pedophile.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, so when on his backstory where his brothers are dead, he went to go look at like boys playing in like the lake or something. Yeah, and when he came back, they were dead.
Okay. Yeah, because he's like, I will not say what is wrong with this guy. He's like, you can look it up if you want to know. I will be blasted from YouTube. And I'm like, how bad can it be? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, it's quite the cast, and I think we'd be hard I don't know, hard pressed to find a cast of characters like this in any other, I guess RPG, especially a Square Enix one. So it's
And
like,
not even Nier has an RPG cast like this.
exactly. Nier has a likable cast of characters.
Nier has a
Like,
fantastic cast.
yeah. So it's like, to that point, it's like this is so different, right? And I think that's part of what makes it so special. It's like it's a kind of game, and in a way that I think really, like, you have to have someone like Yoko Taro who's really masterful at this kind of like storytelling to really make it feel like it's meaningful.
But you can see the parallels between Kaine and ML and like Seirei and Ariok and everything.
Oh,
Even
so
like
yeah,
Rice and like Angelus even.
yeah. When I first, every time I like, I guess Yoko Taro doesn't have many young boy characters, but they all kind of look the same.
Well,
I
ML does
do
not
gotta
look the same specifically.
Yeah.
I do gotta say the cutscenes are still amazing. Like when it goes into like the FMVs are still no, not for motion video.
That's that Square
Just
Enix
cutscenes.
money, man.
They were
great for that.
I remember like when I played this game back then, that got my attention, and it still got my attention. Like I didn't care what the story was, especially when I kept hearing like the voice of what is it, Mana or Nana, like the Watchers, and I'm like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, it's the exact opposite reaction. I'm here every time Mana speaks. I'm like, this is the coolest thing on the planet. This is so interesting.
I hated it. And then when I kept seeing his sister dead multiple times from doing different levels, I'm like, man, I'm out. I'm just playing this and just playing it to do it because Dominic.
Do you not like weird stories, Mike?
I do sometimes, but I was just so confused with this one. I don't know why. Did this game not have subtitles?
No. Oh,
it
didn't have subtitles in the cutscenes. It technically the in-game cutscenes had subtitles.
Okay, that's what broke me. That's what did it, because I don't like. I mean, I had sound, but sometimes I play without sound. This was a Steam Deck game that was just on, and then like, oh, now I gotta pay attention. Well, I can't hear, and I don't care. So, okay, that's what it was. That's what broke me. Because I remember reading stuff, like I'm watching the game right now, and there's subtitles. But yeah, it was the cutscene stuff that didn't have subtitles.
So you don't. It's another thing too. It's part of the story as well. You don't have to blame yourself for the story also being complicated. There are moments where I feel like they cut stuff because they were running out of time. I'll say it's because there's one part that's very specific, but also Japan is known for doing stuff like this, which I'm a huge fan of. I say as I saw Chainsaw Man today, which is the whole concept of it being a romance story that goes into a full-on battle anime. Don't ask how or why. And then technically a more popular one, Berserk, is also like this, where it's awful times all the time.
I watched some of that.
I mean, there is a certain kind of idea of like, okay, well, you kind of understand that this is a bad thing, or the cast goes to X place. You don't need to see it. It plays around with how much can we just tell you versus how much can we show you.
Yeah.
To be fair, this game only has two canon endings, which is the joke ending, which we talked about already, and then the first ending you get, which is technically
the dragon sacrifices herself.
Yeah, which they use for Drakengard 2.
I do want to play 2. Since I've owned it for all these years and never touched it, it's definitely a game I think about.
It's not bad.
I'm down to play 2. I've never played it, of course.
Gosh, I own 2. My friend has it. I bought it. I lent it to him to play, and we don't live close to each other, so it's been a long time. I dabbled in 2 before I dabbled in 1. I played 2 for like an hour. Like, this is cool, but like apparently 1 is the true, game you have to play. So I've always been curious to go back to 2, but knowing that, there's a lot of drama in the Nier and Drakengard community surrounding Drakengard 2, so I've never
I'm curious. That's it. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing other than that.
It is. I imagine it's different because it is not the Yoko Taro game. He was the video editor, I think.
I think it was his script, and they made changes.
Yeah, but I think he also just took like a weird credit, like the video editor or something like that. Like something like, okay, man.
Oh, so I have a question. Did anybody else know that you could summon people until they beat the game for the last time and we're done with it?
Put that in the chat.
I did not know until I finished my first ending.
I did not know until I think I was watching a YouTube video. Somebody said, "Oh, you can summon." I'm like, "Oh, that's nice. I'm done."
I got to the very last weapon I had to get, and I'm like, "This objective is too hard for me by myself."
What it was?
Mike, goddammit.
I swear I pressed all the buttons.
You just gotta hold down circle.
I did not hold it down. I did press it. I know I pressed it. I did not hold it. And I didn't know it was a thing until way, way later. And because they were like, oh, for that last part with the baby, they're like, oh, you want to, switch to one of your other characters so you can save health for later. I'm like, oh, nice to know.
I didn't do anything. I also did not do any lock on with the dragon until I had to.
That I can't believe.
I needed that lock on.
I mean, that's how I played this entire game. Like, I don't know how you did it without lock on. I guess you just aimed and fired a lot.
Yes, I got really good at it.
His camera's constantly moving and like everything, it just gets chaotic.
But there's just one, there's one objective to get a weapon that's like finish the level in like 3 minutes without using your magic attack. And I'm like, well, surely there must be something else I can do.
Oh, I didn't figure out the dragon had a magic attack till near the end of the game.
Oh, it's so easy. It's so good to use.
I know. I just never I saw the bar. I just never. Oh yeah, press triangle and he shoots all these things. I'm like, oh, that's nice. I beat the game at least once before I figured that part out.
But it does let you switch between normal and easy really quickly and really nice. Except for the part where you have to kind of reset the game if you're in mission, which I did not like. Because once you're in mission, you can't really back out.
No, that's why Steam Deck was really nice. I did have to use save states in this game a couple times to get some of the stuff because I just could not. I was gonna die, and I had to play real carefully, like where I hit an enemy and run for my life and time it right so I don't die. There were a couple times when that happened. I did do a few free expeditions after you beat missions. You can then go back to the mission and just replay it to look for weapons or just raise your levels. Because I was doing a lot of that. I was trying to grind a little bit to get my levels up, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. This wasn't that much fun. Again, when I would have picked this game up in 2004, where I had no podcast and plenty of time because I was in high school and worked part time, like I remember playing a lot of this game, and I remember really loving this game. Like I was excited when I put it on the schedule.
Do you remember?
Less excited after I played it.
Specifically,
it put it on the schedule pretty late too.
Yeah, it was. I took off something else. I don't even remember what I took off, but I switched out something to put this in because I just wanted to play it.
Like, did you remember anything about the story? Like back when you played it?
The only thing I remembered were giant babies showed up near the end of this game. That was it. I didn't remember anything else about this game. I didn't even remember that he does a pact with a dragon. Like I remembered nothing until I started replaying it.
I think that's very fair. That's the thing you definitely remember.
Yeah.
I mean, plus it's the time. Back in like 2000, in the early 2000s, I was trying to beat 100 RPGs before my friends did, which I was succeeding until they said it was like, this is stupid. And that's when I stopped trying. But that's one reason I played this game, because it was an RPG, technically. So that's what got me to. But I didn't remember much. I knew it had dragon gameplay, and I knew it had on-foot gameplay, I think, but I didn't really remember a whole lot. So it was kind of like, it was a real, like, fresh playthrough, because I had no memory. So it was kind of nice.
Did you,
this is kind of boring.
Did you try any of the, sorry, Chris.
Sorry, I just wanted to say a comment. One thing, Don, we can get to you. But surprisingly, I really like the top-down cutscene in this game. I don't know why. I really vibed with them. It's a weird, like when I first saw them, I was kind of surprised, and I was just like, this is weird, but no, they're like good. It's like a good way to hide cheap animations, They also are decent levels. Like when it would just have those run straight and there was no map, top-down things, they weren't bad.
Yeah, there was a nice little chain. I also like kind of the structuring and everything because it's like each thing is its own little verse in a chapter. So you get that little accomplishment of like, oh man, I beat the top down level. Oh man, I got the in-engine cutscene. It all counts.
Yeah, I guess Drakengard 3 does do that.
It was interesting. I mean, this wasn't a hate playthrough or anything like that. I mean, I wasn't the happiest with this game, and I was ready to be done with it when I beat it. But it wasn't hate.
No, it's fine. A lot of these PS2 games, a lot of them are experimentation. It's kind of like the same way with a lot of PS3 and 360 games, also experimental a lot with goofy shit. So they all can't all be winners.
I mean, it wasn't terrible. I played worse PS2 games, and I played worse games in the last few weeks that have upset me more.
I mean, is an author's first work always their best work?
No, listen to my first 2 episodes. They're not good.
I think, it's a lot of like how much can you vibe with it, like vibe with how off-putting and strange it is. It's like not for everyone, of course. Like I said, my friend who I got into Nier with hates this game. Like he really did not like it, and it was just I was expecting to kind of have that same feeling as well when going through it, but I think I am such an affinity for Yoko Taro's storytelling that it just grew on me. And it's like, I like weird stories. I like things that I don't quite understand, but I like
Me too.
like the idea of like an evil divinity, some sort of evil god, and
Hmm.
that humanity struggles again. That's like my.
Have you heard of
preference.
Xenogears?
Oh yeah, Xenogears
I
is
know you
like
have.
my top 5.
I
So
mean,
it-
clearly he was inspired by Evangelion, so it's like, of course, I'm going to be there for that.
Isn't
Yeah,
that what the
too.
final ending or the joke ending is a reference to Neon Genesis?
Yes, it is.
I should finish that show again. I don't want to. I've seen it all the way through once, and then I was rewatching it, and I got to the part when his boyfriend shows up, and near the end, the other angel. And I was like, you know what? I'm good. We're just gonna turn off right here.
I've only watched the rebuild movies, and I loved them. So
Shinji's breakdown after that, though, was like some of the best parts of the show.
I was just done. I was like, I've seen all this before. We're just gonna stop here. I just lost interest.
Mike, I know your answer, but Dom and Joe, did you guys back in the day or now? Did you guys play like the rhythm game, the notorious Drakengard 1? Did you guys get through it ever?
Oh no.
This is my first time doing it, and I got through it. I had to look up the guide, but yes.
Oh yeah, of course. The guy at some point, I would say when I looked up a guide, I always was like, okay, it just never clicked with me. The guide never helped, and I just had to sit down there and just for hours. It took me months of just going back to it, like every 2 weeks or so, and just like, all right, let me try it now, and just kind of black light, and I just kept doing it over and over again, and eventually I got it. It's just
The guide is very clear. You only have 3 buttons you can press.
Does it get really fast then or something?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, I saw a little bit of it. I'm like, this don't look that bad. But I was
Can we just spoil it, Mike?
sure, I know what it is.
Whatever. Yeah.
I don't care.
They intentionally make it so impossible that you have to pause it to study it.
Oh,
So 2 fun facts with that as well. One is I hope you like that, Mike, because it comes back and it gets worse.
I didn't do it. I wasn't collecting all the weapons. You crazy?
Drakengard 3 does it again, and Drakengard 3, in my opinion, is actually much harder than Drakengard 1 because there are points within the rhythm game where you cannot see the screen, and you just have to guess the rhythm. So
It's also out of sync, isn't it?
I don't.
Yes.
I've heard it is out of sync as well.
It's out of sync, and you still get 3 more notes when the screen goes black.
Yes. So I remember
That's shitty.
the same friend who we got into Nier. We were at my house and just bashing our heads away through the Drakengard 3 ending, just like over and over again. Got to the point where I was watching a YouTube video and like following the YouTube video and not the screen. And
I've seen that.
What worked.
Amazing.
Yeah. I respect the hustle, and I'm glad that's the last time he does that. But also, I know Mike obviously hasn't. Dominic and Chris, have you guys seen the mobile game?
No.
Yes, I followed the mobile game story for a good while. I mean, I've now that it's over, I've caught and I've understood as much as I can. I played it for a good 15 to 20 hours, but the power creep and everything just got to me.
So, by legally binding, I always have to admit when my husband's right because he's a fucking bastard. The second ending to that mobile game, something happens and there's a soundtrack that goes off, and my husband goes, "That sure sounds like the Mother Bee spell," and I'm like, "That's not the Mother Bee spell." And then the fucking Mother Bee shows up in the fucking mobile game, and I'm like, "Okay, here's your $5. Good job, thank you, honey, I love you."
And that's like getting into a whole other thing, but like just the mobile game being entirely canon, entirely referential, and like also serves as the current like latest thing in the timeline to Nier Automata, and how it brings up everything that's happened in the Yokoverse. Like it's incredible. It's insane, incredible, and you cannot play this game anymore.
I hate it.
That sure soings like Kingdom Hearts.
It does. I don't like it.
Sounds like that team should fan dub it.
We're still waiting on that last part.
Probably.
I'm in no rush.
Did you also play the other one? He put the other mobile game you had?
Which other mobile game?
Sino Alice?
Yeah, Sino Alice. I downloaded it. I played like 2 levels.
Is it all in Japanese?
No,
it got released eventually, but also is now shut down.
That's the joy of mobile games, though. You get to play them one day and they're gone.
Gone for good. I never Gosh, yeah, I never got into See No Alice. I kind of regret it now because it's gone for good, and I always feel a little sad that I never got to see the ending of Nier Reincarnation myself. But I just mobile games, man. I
went from being like, wow, Nier is so cool, I wish people paid attention to it, to now being like, mobile games. Who's gonna play those?
Yeah,
Such as like Yoko Taro, I don't know about that, man.
Yeah, leave it to Yoko Taro to add incredibly important. I guess, yeah, Tetsuya Nomura does the same thing with Kingdom Hearts. I guess, yeah, thinking about it, it's like, if you want to know any Kingdom Hearts backstory, you have to play those stupid mobile games.
Be careful what you say, Chris. Because we could tell you everything you want to know about those mobile games on Kingdom Hearts. So be careful what you say.
I dug into I started digging in. I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan as well, and I started digging into the mobile game lore, and I was like, what the hell? It's like, this is insane. It's so confusing.
We got a ton of episodes to listen to about Kingdom Hearts if you want to hear it. We talk about those mobile games too, unfortunately.
I will say one thing Drakengard does not have that Nier has is Keiichi Okabe's score.
Yes.
Drakengard music is not as good.
Did you know that you referenced it on Steam earlier, and I wonder if you guys knew this, but the Drakengard 1 soundtrack is available for purchase on Steam currently?
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know why you
Why?
That. Yes, exactly. And a lot of
the game isn't.
Yeah, a lot of people are speculating that maybe that means a remaster or something is inevitable. But Drakengard 1 is criticized. I've seen people really criticize its music. It can be very repetitive, but there are some good tracks in there. It's definitely the minority. But yeah, that would be if they redid a Drakengard. God, can you imagine Keiichiro Okabe's soundtrack in that? Holy shit. His work on 3 is incredible, and I think a lot of
the music was kind of lackluster in here. I mean, I had the sound on from time to time, but nothing got my attention. Normally, I'm not a big music guy anyway, so I'm a bad judge. But this was a game where I was muted a good point in time.
Nier is sound on.
Okay, I try. It just depends on the game. If I keep hearing some stupid sound effect that irritates me, or if I'm dying a lot, sound goes off sometimes.
Nier and Drakengard 3 specifically, just kind of the music is so good that you kind of just you listen to it once and you're like, oh, the rest of the soundtrack's gonna be banger.
You understand why they have concerts for Nier.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know really anything about Nier. I just know the game exists, and I know a little bit about Nier Automata, about how many people love that game, but that's about it.
It's okay. I can't hear the Kaine theme without crying every time, so...
Oh, the Kaine theme was so good.
It's so good.
I didn't even know this was part of the Nier series until very, very recently.
Oh, man.
Loosely.
That discovery is always so cool. So yeah, the ending E, I mean, we're talking about it, just
that's fine.
The dragon's remains basically turns into the apocalypse that basically ends up happening to the world of modern day Tokyo and gives us Nier.
It's funny that you mentioned that too, because I was watching the endings real quick before I came up here, and my husband walked downstairs and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna eat and I'll be down here when we get done." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And we're watching that last bit of ending, and he goes, "Man, leave it to fucking humanity to have a dragon show up, and we nuke the fucking shit out of it."
Yeah, and I do think actually that's a thing to it.
It's a thing, yeah.
Yeah, I do think Yoko Taro does. He said before that Nier is a response to 9/11. Or
yeah,
oh,
so so you dig into it, especially when you find out the later half twists of Nier. I think it's pretty evident what he's trying to say about humanity.
What I tell you, Mike, everything has something to do with 9/11.
I mean, 9/11 is such a big event for this country, and then I guess for the world too, because it's a changing point.
Yeah, and Yoko Taro, I mean, he's spoken on Gaza before as well, so he's someone who's very politically active, motivated.
You wouldn't expect that from wearing the ML mask, but nonetheless.
So does he always wear that mask? Because when I look at the Wikipedia picture, it's just him in a mask.
Yep.
Oh,
that's his calling card.
I mean, some people do that. Even less famous people. There's a TikToker a friend of mine really likes, and he does not show his face, and he's a TikToker.
There's some fun stories of Yoko Taro. There's many troubles during the development of Nier Automata where he would just not show up until 11 p.m. He's just just slow guy, takes it easy and vibes, but also is the key to making this work.
There's an interview.
That's surprising for Japan.
It is and it isn't, because my favorite one of him is there's an interview for Nier Automata, and he's like, "So why'd you make the character 2B?" And he goes, "Well, I really want a main character to be a woman with a really big ass." And it's like, okay, Yoko Taro, that's fair.
He's honest, and that's the
He's
thing, man.
It's funny.
Yeah,
it's a performance, because he presents himself in kind of that like simplistic way. Like, I don't know, man, I'm just here. I'm just a chill guy with a mask on. But then you actually fucking like look into his stories, and they're actually like rich with like subtext, and like they go for the jugular with like certain kinds of characters.
I would say sorry, I just was like Emil is my favorite video game character of all time.
Same.
Like out of everything I've played, Emil, he just strikes me the most, and his story breaks me every time I just experienced it or listen to the soundtrack or anything. It's so good.
The thing I want to bring up that we need to mention, like one thing that's probably pretty impressive is like in the on-foot battles, you can switch to the dragon and switch back.
Yeah.
Like that is impressive.
Really cool feature. Like actually, like as far as Drakengard goes, and like obviously its gameplay mechanics are not the best, but like, that's just like super cool. And I think I can't think of another game that has done something like that. I'm sure there is, but like it's just very cool.
I also appreciate that they just give you an hour most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just fuck around if you want to.
Wait, you can just kill everybody.
You can also just like stand at a corner.
Have timeline or time limit. Forgot about it.
I mean, there is a time limit, but not really, because
it's never actually you're never gonna run up on that time, most likely, but it's just funny it exists.
I mean, if you put the controller down and just leave, yes. Other than that, no. Yeah. Like you got more than enough time. There were a few points where I started just killing everyone on the map because I'm an RPG whore, so I'm getting experience for it. So I just started taking out enemies just for experience.
Did you figure out how to level up weapons like?
By using them, right?
So each weapon has a certain amount of kills tied to the levels. So if you get that many kills, the level's up.
I did not, because I couldn't remember how to get into that menu to check it. I did it once or twice, and I could never remember how to get back there, but I would just...
You'd like click into the map and then go to like status, I want to say.
Oh, I ended up using like one weapon for some like poison weapon that I got midway through the game, and I just kept that the rest of the game. I didn't feel like using other stuff and trying to level it up.
There was like a pole axe I got. It was like greed something or other. I remember it was called. Once I got that,
did it have like poison circles that came out for its magic attack?
Oh yes, it did. Yes, it did.
That's the one I used and beat the game with.
Yeah, that
wasn't bad. I liked it. It was very useful for stopping people. Like, I mean, there's some enemy variation in this game, but not a lot. There's more in the air, but it really doesn't matter because you just lock on and unless you're Dominic and you just fire really good. Like, there's not a whole lot to it.
Well, that stuff becomes really useful for like some of the actual objectives if you want to get those. Like, because it's like, okay, well, I have to get to over this part of the map, and I have to get here within a certain amount of time, and then I have to get to this part of the map to actually beat the level, because when you do the exploration free roam stuff, you still have to beat the level even if you get the thing. So it's like, all right, well, I just need to fucking clear some space, so let me just get these circles out of the way.
Yeah, I remember some of the weapons.
I didn't have a bad time. I mean, this game isn't too long. I don't think it took me forever I beat the game in a few days.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like, I would have definitely struggled to get all the weapons if it was going to take me a lot longer than it did.
Well, without the internet, it would take you a lot longer.
Oh,
it's
100%.
just time. Like, that's the thing. Like, nothing, almost nothing in it. Almost nothing into getting the weapons was actually very hard.
Yeah.
It was just doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not... That's something that I can't do anymore in games. I don't have the time right now to... Like, there were places in my life where I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll just do this and, get an extra couple hours out of this game. Sure, why not? Time means nothing. But unfortunately, when you're balancing...
nothing really, but yes.
I mean, but I had plenty of it, like I was a high school kid. Like, I had time. But now between work, wife, child, podcast, and to be fair, I think podcast might take up majority of that time. Like, I got a balance.
Sure.
Yeah, that's something I think, like, going into a Nier or whatever if you decide to continue the series,
we will.
Like,
I don't think I have a choice, do I?
Just like you don't you have to get all the ending, like, just because otherwise you haven't finished the game. It's worse in those than it is here. It's like, because Nier, it's like, really, you can get that first ending and be like, okay, I'm settled, but then you don't understand the story until you at least get the next ending or two. And it's like, the real rich part of the story does not come until your second playthrough. And it's
Well, I know, like with Nier Automata, you have to beat it like what 4 or 5 times, but it's like it's not like you're not replaying the whole game. You're different playthroughs.
Yes.
So like and Nier
that I'm fine with.
is like you do, but like Nier is also more modern in the sense that like your second playthrough is very different. Like you're playing a new character, you're experiencing things pretty like yes, you're going through the same story, but everything is pretty different. So there's a modern sensibility to not like to know the player needs to be kept engaged. Nier Replicant is less so that and more, it's back in 2012, 2013. So you are going through the exact same game with really little to no like gameplay difference.
But only half
2
of
or
it.
3 times. Yeah, half of it. And you can honestly, you get good at it. You can finish those endings like within 2 hours. 2 to 3. That goes pretty quick. But like there is so much new like content, like in terms of how the story is presented to you, it completely recontextualizes everything you've ever thought and what makes that game so special. So just like when you move forward into the Nier series, it's like you got to be prepared and like, okay, I do have to at least sit through ending B or C and push through that. I think maybe, well, no, if Nier Replicant, if you play the more modern version or the remake of Nier Replicant,
There is
that
an E.
is just straight up. You just have to get the true ending.
There is an ending E, yes.
Yeah.
You see, but if there's like Steam achievements and more modern type gameplay, like I'll do it. I'll be more willing to do it. There's something about an old style game where I'm just kind of like, meh.
Because I think like an old school Drakengard, it's like it's an older game. It was an it was a poor Dynasty Warriors clone at the time, and it's like really what is keeping you in it is, well, at least for me, was the story and my knowledge of the Nier series and just how weird and unnerving everything is.
Yes.
Just as someone who liked that kept throughout the whole thing.
It's simultaneously more captivating than something like Dynasty Warriors, but also more confusing, but also less.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Joe?
I was going to say, too, and also if you're a freak like most people are, there's one thing that this series does that thank the All Cries Kingdom Hearts doesn't do, which the Drakengard series also has books and manga, and I do not recommend the manga unless you feel like being depressed for a week.
Oh, there's so much extra literature for like Nier and Drakengard. It makes up most of the story, I'll tell you at this point.
It adds to it as well, so it's one of the things where you can kind of miss it if you want to, but as a story person myself, I don't recommend skipping it just because it's pretty interesting.
That's the crazy thing. I love telling the story, but like my friend and I, who are the Nier fans, it was like 2016, 2015. And we were just loving Nier, and we were just like curious. So we were looking up Nier online, and that's when we discovered the lore. That's when and we were just reading about the lore of Nier, and we were reading online about this timeline that went tens of thousands of years in the future, and it was talking about alien invasions and like all this crazy shit with Emil, and we were just like, what the hell is this? Is this fake? Like what? this is nonsense. And then 2 years later or whatever, Nier Automata releases, and we're like, holy shit, everything we read is true. So that's when that's when it hit us, like this story, this world, the Yokoverse is ever expanding, and he is constantly adding more to it.
Oh, and then also just because of the goofy shits and giggles, because I mentioned that as well, Nier Automata also has an anime, and that's also very different from the game. Yeah, so
the anime is super important, which is wild. And also the fucking the music concert has a unique story thing that takes place after the end of Automata and kind of may set up the sequel.
Yes, it's a book too as well, I believe. Yeah. Oh no, we're getting one. They announced, what is it? Square Enix has a lot of stuff on the back burner, say because of other stuff happening. But when Nier Automata made Square Enix tons of fucking money, they were just like, "Hey, is it cool if we turn Nier into a franchise?" And Yoko Taro's like, "Okay."
Yeah, I think a year ago, or maybe a little bit longer, he just straight up said, like, "Yeah, we're making another one, but it'll be a while."
Yeah, I mean, he had to work on Shadowbringers,
I blame Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Why?
It's taking him a long time.
It's taking because recently
a lot of money.
That too, but Square Enix also revealed recently they're like, yeah, we're gonna try focusing on projects one at a time now because we're realizing it's taking way too long for us to shit out games. And we're going to stop mobile
Too many
games.
Dio Fields, too many Valkyrie Elysiums.
Left the lives.
I like both of those games, but yeah.
Well,
I mean, it takes years to make a game now. Like,
Yeah.
what, 5 years for people, I think?
And their problem too is that they were putting out games and not even like promoting them. They were like, yeah,
I still
Dio
haven't.
Field, Harvestella.
I haven't played that other one that came out recently that looks like Kingdom Hearts.
The other one you say.
The one that takes
Final
place in
Fantasy
Tokyo.
16?
No, the one that takes place in Tokyo.
Oh, Renatus?
I have not played Renatus yet.
That's
Oh,
not
that's
Square
the-
Enix, at least.
Yeah, that's Fairview or whatever.
It is? God damn it.
Yeah.
I have Renatus on my shelf. I bought it because every time I try a Fairview game, I'm like, this will be the one, because I really like Caligula Effects music, and I think their music is incredible. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Monarch, but like some of the coolest video game music I've ever heard, but the game sucks, and I'm
I like the Alliance Alive. That was a cool game.
yeah, Alliance Live is legit.
Legend of Legacy bounced off that.
Yeah, it's it's like hardcore RPG. It's like you're just here for the gameplay. Anyway, we're getting too distracted from Dragons.
We are. That's fine.
So,
That usually is a sign that we don't have a lot to say.
Oh, I mean, I think Drakengard is interesting in that, like you're talking about how you can go up in the air and still do the Dynasty Warriors stuff. The marrying of like a Star Fox to like your Dynasty Warriors, like that is still a novel concept.
I like the bad ending where you have a boss fight with his sister that's like a fucking chimera.
That
and
was
it's a
hard
really,
as hell. That fight
and
was
it-
awesome.
Yeah, it's a really hard boss fight, and then you beat her only to reveal there's like 1,000 of them, and you're like, oh, okay, so they're dead.
Yeah.
Pretty much,
Like,
yes.
Drakengard is
The
a
endings
game
do a job in that I don't know which one I actually would like, if any of them. I know which ones are real, but
I think the Queen Beast one is so visually like amazing to me. It's still my favorite.
But that's also because it leads to a game that's very important to you, too. So,
Oh yeah. And like just again, like I think what makes I think for a lot of people, it's like Drakengard is a game that like I really didn't fully like get until, you're on the endings hunt and then you're doing multiple endings. At least for me, it's like that's when I really start digging into the other characters and learning about just how crazy they are, and just start really kind of like seeing like just how nuts this series can get. And each ending progressively gets weirder, and then to just ending E, which is just batshit.
yeah, it sounds batshit insane.
And again, the flying, how many times have you fought flying babies, in a video game? Flying giant babies. That's
None.
Yeah.
I can think of besides this one.
so, it's the first time and probably the only time that you'll do that.
But there is something to be said for like experiencing a piece of art that you love. Like if you love reading The Plague by Camus and you read The Stranger and you're like, yeah, this is more simple. This is more of a basic story, but I get what he's going for. Like there's something that's really gratifying about doing that kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's like, I think there's a lot about Drakengard that is, it's just in its subtext and in its depth, and it's kind of like a game I think that deserves to be studied, and maybe it will be if it's ever remade in some way. But I wish there was a larger audience to like that was able to play it and enjoy it. But obviously, like that would require kind of a near replicant style remake.
I'd be happy just with a re-release collection of the 3, and I'd be happy. But I don't see either thing happening.
Them fixing Drakengard 3, like honestly just making the frame rate, because I think it's a simple game in terms of its gameplay, but it's still really good. I think there's a lot to it that still holds up today. It's just that gameplay being the frame rate being so bad.
So I'll probably bring it up. PS3 has a known issue of that as well. Well, the PS3 lifespan, where there's a few games that are poorly optimized because Sony was just kind of like, "Hey, shit this game out right now," and also other things. Because I don't know if y'all knew this. I know Mike for a fact didn't know it. Drakengard 3 has DLC, and the DLC is all backstory for characters.
And it's super important.
And it's super important. And Mike, how much do you think the DLC is?
$20.
30.
Oh,
That is
I've
that's
never seen it on
extreme.
sale.
Yeah.
I mean,
so,
how many people are actually buying
Yeah.
Drakengard 3 DLC in general? My guess is
I bet I'm
bought
gonna
it
buy
in
some in 2027.
I bought it.
Dude, we didn't have money back then. That was a lot back then.
Well, actually, I don't think even I think Drakengard 3 is one of those like really expensive games now.
Yes, it is.
Is it really?
Yeah, hell yeah.
It is
believe it.
$75.
Drakengard 3 is $75 now, or what?
68. Yeah,
I believe it.
$68 complete in box on eBay. I mean, those aren't terrible prices.
I didn't know my edition was shit. I should have bought more of them.
You know what? I'm thinking of like, well, Drakengard also has like a bunch of limited editions too. I know there's like a limited edition box set, and I think Japan also got a PS3 for Drakengard 3.
Drakengard 2 is the expensive one.
Okay, yeah.
Really?
It's like $90, 95, 80, missing manual.
one
Yeah,
has dropped in price.
I should. Sometimes I go through these and we do these episodes. Like, man, I should sell some of my games I'm never gonna play.
To this day, I regret not getting the. It was like $500 at the time, and obviously I was a college kid. There was no way I was affording $500. But Nier had the they call it the black box edition. Or sorry, Nier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Nier Automata had the black box edition. I think there was one that was like $800 with an autograph from Yoko Taro, and I'm just like, I look back at that now, and I was like, I could never afford it, but that would be so cool by today's standards because Yoko Taro is huge now.
It's okay, Chris. I also said the same thing. I think I might have said this like the second time I said this, Mike. I always regret I went to a GameStop because I'm from Texas and then I live in Houston, but I went to San Antonio one time and they had a collector's edition for Infamous 2. It was a backpack. It was on clearance for $40. And I should have bought it and I didn't. And to this day I'm like, fuck me, I should have bought that. I probably still have the backpack too.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
It's not cheap now.
There was a lot of, in high school, I bought like a lot of really, really weird, obscure Japanese games. And then like I sold them all because I was a high school student with no money. So I'd just buy it and then sell it. But now like, I see they were all like super rare and they're worth like hundreds of dollars. Like everyone's talking about Time and Eternity being one of the rarest PS3 games. It's like, why did I sell that?
Yeah,
I sold most of those, but I still have Sugunai Atonement.
Weird tangent. I can go back to that. A lot of the reasons why I was able to play this is because I had a friend in high school that he had part-time job at GameStop too, and so he would use the discounts. It was right before they stopped selling PS2 games, so that's all he would do is he would use his paycheck to buy PS2 games, even though they're expensive.
Yeah.
And he was able to get the entire Digital Devil Saga, this Drakengard 1 and 2, and 3. And Nier, obviously, and so all other stuff. And it's just one of the things where it's like, man, that was a good call because now he bought those games. I want to say, even back then, he's like, man, I can't believe these games are like $50. But now, like, hell, that's a fucking great thing because now I want to say, like, what Digital Devil Saga 1's like $300.
Oh,
is it that much? Yeah, I got really into Persona 4. I got really into Persona 4 in high school. It changed my life. Long story, but like
Same.
Shin Megami Tensei, so because of that, I got really into Shin Megami Tensei. So I own. I have a shrine, it's right next to me, of every single Shin Megami Tensei game, all from like PS2 to DS to, every console, you name it. But I have the box set of Digital Devil Saga 1 and 2, and I'm always wondering how much that's worth now. And now that they remastered Raido, I imagine that's going to go down.
You went down the SMT route. I went down the East route in high school instead.
Oh, man, did you go down the Falcom route in general or just East?
General path of Falcom, not as much as I should have, but yes.
You dig into Trails? That's
I got a PSP in 2011 for Trails in the Sky.
Oh man, all right, we'll get off the tangent, but like Trails in the Sky, I played the PC version, 12 hours. I liked it, super slow. And then ever since then, I have just never been every time a Trails game comes out, I'm like, Cold Steel 1, let's do it. Play for 20 hours, slow as hell. And it's like, okay, Daybreak, same thing. And then finally, with the Sky remake, I finished it. And now I'm like, now it's time. When the whole world shuts down and internet doesn't exist anymore, I will have all the Trails of games to play.
Oh, yeah. Joe, you're going to say something.
All right, so we're gonna move on because I think we ran out of things to say about Drakengard. So let's go to questions, comments, and memories. First, from the I watched the entire Orblood Super Replay group. Got a few from Eric Olson. Really fucking wild writing and story in that game. Yep. Jordan Bays. It's more of an insanity simulator than a video game, but it is one of the best of those.
Yeah.
From Nikolai Jensen. This really needs a remake. The story's wonderfully bizarre, but the gameplay is pretty average.
I would like a
All
remake,
true statement. From the official Laser Time community, I got a few. From David Weiland, I remember I grabbed this game from Blockbuster thinking it was a sequel to Drakon, the Ancient Gates, and was kind of disappointed when it wasn't. I probably should give it a fair shake again without expectations of it being a very different style game. It's kind of a Dynasty Warriors type wave combat game, right? It is. And then from Rusty Baker. I let a friend borrow it and they lost it. I still think about that 20 years later whenever I see that game. Cool game, though. Reminded me a lot of Dynasty Warriors. I get that, man.
That reminds. I don't know if I ever told you the story, Mike, on the podcast. Equally fucked up story. My sister took Final Fantasy X to school to show a friend because a friend bought their PS2 and she brought a memory card. Someone stole the game out of her locker and the memory card, but she was showing her friend the final boss, so she never beat it.
Aww.
Yeah, I had a very similar story. Sometimes. I had a birthday party at my house, and it was like a big console night, just everyone playing consoles. And I was in the middle of Final Fantasy X, and when the party was over, my PS2 memory card was missing.
Damn.
I don't get why people do shit like that.
Losing FF10 memory card.
I eventually went back and beat it, but I was in the Mount Gagazet area by that time. Like, God damn.
You were like when the game starts to get really good.
That's a 60-hour game. You could steal anything but the memory card. Oh my god.
You steal the game, you go buy another one. It was cheaper than the memory card. So people are weird. That was a different time. All right, from James Varga. I didn't play it, but watching a video essay about the game by Klemps was really interesting. Mainly interested because one of the endings connects to the Nier games. I played the third game, kind of fun, a little too much for me to achieve the true ending. From Adam Elflin, I bought it new and still have it. I really enjoyed calling a dragon and just wrecking armies. I didn't realize until later how to find the different weapons and level them up, which added another layers to the gameplay.
You'll have a favorite weapon?
Not really. Well, I guess, yeah, I use a poison weapon.
Yeah, that one.
I just remember using the base sword. Honestly, don't remember much.
From Joe Menivar, I never played any of the Drakengard games, but I love watching YouTube Drakengard lore videos.
Hell yeah.
All right. From Alan Lawrence Matthews, Nier is a spin-off to one of Drakengard's endings. Oh, I know. From the RPG Sanctuary group. Now, I can't believe how many people commented. I'm not going to be able to read everything, but like I was expecting maybe a few, and I got a lot.
Big Drakengard fans over there.
I was surprised. Not what I expected. I still remember they were the group that once got rid of one of my posts. I posted about Earthbound and they closed it and said it was against the rules, even though it's the same type of post I make all the time. I was like, oh, okay.
Weird.
It was weird. From Gary Miller, just a good game. Loved the weapon and dragon transformations, grinded for hours. From Cody Jones, apparently one of the endings of the prequel to the Nier games. From Neil Snyder, started the Nier timeline.
See, I guess it's funny. It's like really like, because that is the most noteworthy thing about it, I guess, in today's world. And it's just kind of like, everybody has to tell you.
Has anyone made one of those TikTok videos yet? Did you know? That Nier.
Someone did.
Is actually a continuation of this ending.
I tried making TikTok. I can't do TikTok. I just can't. I was even trying to make dice videos. I just don't like TikTok. But from JoJo, one of my favorite games on the PS2. Wasn't that keen on Drakengard 2. However, it was still playable just to continue the story. Sadly, I never tried the Nier games, but wish I did. Good news, you still can. From Joseph Bryant, I played the fuck out of this game as well. From Charles Clark, terrible game. Oof. From El Padrino, still remember, spoiler, the relationship with Furry and Kame. Furry, isn't that his sister?
Furry.
People mention the relationship with the sister. No one references the relationship he has with the dragon.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Very good point. We don't.
No one ever talks about Inuart either.
I like Inuart. He's a good bad guy. Oh, in fact, I actually have something to say about that. I have a personal theory of mine. Do y'all remember the part where you're fighting him at one point and he's just like screaming like Foodie Eye? He's like going like Foodie Eye, Foodie Eye.
Yeah, he's like,
yeah.
I think that's supposed to be him trying to sing.
Could be.
Yeah, that's personal headcanon of mine that I think of whenever I watch and play that game.
That would have been after he got rid of his singing ability, I think, yeah.
Yep.
Well, I like that.
All right. From Jeremy Nunn, I would like a remake to update the combat/flying parts. From Silver Dillard, come on, remake. From Jason Valentine, the beginning of the Yoko Taro Fever Dream story collection. Wonder if we'll get a continuation of the series or a good remaster one day. From Chris Auger, the little girl speaking with two voices still haunts me. Yes.
Yeah, love it. Love it.
From Sebastian Esselin, I still need to buy this game. It's somehow connected to Nier or not? Question mark.
It is.
From
Did you know?
Nier Dharmaka, every part of this game is kind of creepy.
Intentionally so.
Oh, here's a good one. From Dominic Canelin, this game's especially fault for my love of dark fantasy. Drakengard is a great series, though possibly a taste you have to acquire like wine.
Dark fantasy, that's the name for it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. From Anthony T, Drakengard was great. Waves upon waves of enemies on huge match, and to this day, the only fucking game that has ever gotten dragon riding mechanics right. I haven't played a game since where riding a dragon has felt that damn good and satisfying.
Rain of Fire.
That was before this.
Before this? Oh yeah, there you go. See, yeah.
Rain of Fire, isn't that based on that stupid movie?
Yes.
Huh. Didn't know. Never played the game. I knew it had a game, but didn't know you ride dragons.
Drakengard 1 in the PS2 era, probably. I mean, we accepted games were very different back then. So I could see, back playing this, probably having a lot more fun than the expectations we have on games today.
It's like, oh yeah, this one flies? Got it. This one's kind of a strategy board game thing? Got it.
Yeah, and it's like as a kid too. It's just like sometimes I don't know. I've been fighting waves of enemies for 5 hours, and it's fun, and you kind of just roll with it.
Sometimes. I'm going to read a couple more from Scott Hill. An awful game, but surprisingly really good. That doesn't make any sense. The ground combat isn't great, but the aerial combat is amazing. A re-release with some improvements would be awesome. Make no sense in that comment. From Matt Viken. Loved this game and didn't understand it all. So much weird shit and weird endings. From Nali Sahid. How about that incest, eh? And last one I want to read. Vincent Cornelio. Love this game as well and also played it again this year. Angelus is my favorite dragon in all of fiction.
Cool.
Okay.
So no, I have one more I want to read. From Anthony J. I'm surprised that none of these games have at least gotten a quick remaster given how much of a critical and commercial success Nier Automata was. Never played these games growing up because reviews were just average at best, but I'd probably give them a fair try if I had a way to play them on modern hardware. Well, you can play them on PC.
Yeah, I feel like a quick remaster would just kind of it would be nice. I mean, in beautiful world, everything would be just portable and easy to play. I mean, obviously we have emulators, but I do think it would just kind of be. I don't think this game would be well received by today's standards. I think a lot of people would just really hate this combat.
People would play it because of Yoko Taro. Whether they'd like it, probably,
Yeah.
It'd be controversial for sure.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. Could you re-release this game with all the incest and the files and the
It's all implied. It's all just talked about. It's not nothing actually happened.
No, certainly. I don't know. I guess you could. I'm just surprised I don't know many modern games that tackle that subject or these
Game of Thrones.
You say there are things in here that games don't really tackle.
That's true.
All right, and I lied. One more. From Elijah Strafer. I watched a friend play Drakengard at his house in 3rd grade. I thought it looked like the coolest game I had ever seen, but didn't get a chance to play it then. I didn't even know what the game was called, but I knew I wanted to play it so bad. Fast forward to 10th grade, I moved to another state where I knew no one and had nothing to do all summer. With help from my older brother, I figured out what that game years after I first saw it at my friend's house. My brother bought it for me, and I ended up playing that game for 2 weeks straight, all day, every day, except for when I was at soccer practice. Drakengard helped me get through a tough transition in my life with his beautiful art style, crazy story, and underappreciated gameplay.
Beautiful. Favorite comment.
That is cool. So I had to read that.
Very
All
nice.
right, now, before we go to Shelf and Stackbox, I want to give away a code. The next Steam code I have to give you is Lacuna, a sci-fi noir adventure. I don't know what this is, but someone gets a code. The code is KFC5XE5IAWXX6YE. That is your code for Lacuna, a sci-fi noir adventure. I like giving away codes, actually. I've been able to do it for a while. Every week, we give away one code.
That's cool.
Makes me
Can you
happy.
see who redeems them or anything?
No, I don't know anything of that, unfortunately. I just make them. I just get the codes, put them out, and see what happens. Sometimes people tell me if they do, but it varies. All right, let's go to Shelf Stacker Box. And Dominic, why don't you lead us in?
That's a hard one. I think I'm going to put it on the stack because I like it, and I might be inclined to replay it at some point, but it's not a favorite of mine. It has a lot of cool, story stuff, and the art style, and, the cutscenes look really nice, and I do like Angelus quite a lot. But it also feels like a proto-Nier, and I'd rather play Nier. So yeah, stack.
Okay. Joe.
I would also put this on the stack. I say that just because the game obviously is not aged well. But I mean, usually that happens, but I agree with everyone else. This game does need a soft remake along with Kingdom Hearts 1. But, we'll go from there.
Remake them together. Make it one game.
And Chris.
Cool. And just to confirm, can you describe to me the difference between shelf and stack again?
Of course, shelf being high, something you love. Stack to the middle, box you dislike.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to shelve this one. Like I mentioned before, it's one of my favorite games of all time. As video games, and for me, are a strong piece of art. They're my favorite piece of art. I believe every person who has an interest in RPGs should experience this game for all its faults and its pros and cons. At the end of the day, it's an incredible video game, an incredible piece of art. Yes, like there are issues with it as far as mechanically, that and things that don't hold up as well as they did, or even if they didn't even hold up that well back in 2004. But just as a piece of art, as a storytelling, as video games are a storytelling medium, I think it's truly special, and I just think you aren't going to find things like this, and it at least deserves a single playthrough, kind of experience the weirdness and the craziness and some of the profound subtext and meaning that can be found in the Yoko Taro verse. And as Nier is such a thing now, it's fun to kind of dig back and to see like this is where it all started. So yeah, like I would recommend anyone play it. So I shelve it.
All right, and I'll go last. I'm going to put it in the stack. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I'm glad we played it, but I could have been happier to leave it in my memories, where I had good memories of it. It just didn't age great since 2004. That's all. But it wasn't a bad game. I don't have a whole lot to say about it. It's kind of but I do love dragons, so let me play as a dragon. That doesn't happen all the time.
Surprisingly, not as much as it should.
Yeah.
I someday really should play Lair.
Ooh.
Oh, you never played Lair?
I own it.
Oh man, that's a cool one. I never finished it. I got to the last level and I could not do it. But it's really cool.
Well, they have
I know
regular
they took off.
controls, I know. So
They turned it off. You can play it like a normal game.
yeah.
They patched that in pretty quickly, but people couldn't get past the fact that was a
now
thing.
You only have one chance.
Yeah, reviews were bad for it, and it's from that era. But I remember it looked fucking beautiful when it first came out. So I don't know if I can emulate PS3 now. All right, so it might happen because I had to learn how to emulate PS3 for fucking Silent Hill Downpour. So fuck that game. But at least I know how to emulate PS3 now.
It's also got a lot easier since you first started the show. So
Almost 7 years ago. Yes, the show's gonna hit 7-year anniversary in January.
Dang, that's cool, man.
happy anniversary.
I already got the episode planned.
I know.
So, all right, we should talk about what we're going to mention next week. Next week, you can hear me talk about Tomb Raider Underworld. So we wrap up that trilogy.
Played that game back in middle school.
Keep that memory with you and just let it live the rest of its life like that.
How does it feel to play these games essentially backwards?
I am, yes, because I did the reboot trilogy, and then we did the Tomb Raider Anniversary Legend Underworld, and then we'll do the originals. So yeah, completely backwards. We'll see.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what you hear about next week. Then we should just go to plugs. And Chris, I can't remember, you have a podcast, right? Or a YouTube?
Yeah, we don't really do touch much on it anymore. It's kind of in a sleeper state. We're at the Pretentious Nerd. One day, I'm going to boot it back up, and I want to do more with it because this is between time and everything. But anyway, I can be found at Chris Persona. I'm on Blue Sky. I will eventually get back to posting the games I complete with little reviews. A lot of games, and I have a lot of things to say. So find me there.
And Dominic.
I am on the Dissonant Waves podcast. We are on YouTube. One day we'll be other places, but as I keep saying, we are only on YouTube for now. I'm also on the Upload Facebook group. You can find me there. I think I have a Blue Sky. I have to check on that. I don't remember.
Nah, that's fine. And if you enjoyed this episode, there are over 850 other episodes of this podcast. We do movies, TV shows, video games, comics, all sorts of content. If you want to support the show, do a Patreon little dog vote in our Patreon polls. We have 1 to 2 polls a month. And we also, if you donate $10 or more, I will plug your YouTube or podcast like these wonderful people. Phoebe Stanton, the Let's Play Princess, on Twitch and YouTube. And you can also follow her. She also has her own podcast, Nerds of Broadcast. So check that out. And check out Absolutely the Best Podcast of Work in Progress. Talk about the MCU movies. And then there's currently covering the Alien Predator franchise. So check them out. And check out A Gamer Looks at 40 with Bill Tucker, currently on hiatus, but he'll be back eventually. And want to give a shout out to my awesome intro and outro crew, Helena at Hell Hasfree. Follow her on TikTok and Instagram. And please join our Discord. It's free. We're always happy to have new people join our Discord and chat with us. And if you want to be on the show, that's how you do it. Because I asked for people on there for episodes. I'm always doing episodes because I'm insane. And rate and reviews wherever you get your podcast, and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube. I think that's everything I need to say. So we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Games by Podcast.podbean.com.
Bye, Nora.